So it's been a minute since I've made a video on here. My January has been absolutely insane. I've been working on a short film that has just ballooned out of proportion like crazy. And I've also been obviously trying to keep my business going. I've been reading a lot more than I used to. I got a Audible subscription for Christmas and have really been enjoying utilizing some different books on personal growth, on business development, all of these things to try and improve my life. And that takes up a lot of time. But at the same time, I don't want to abandon this channel. I think there's a lot that I can share. I think as I'm doing this, there's a lot of thoughts that I can share. I just haven't quite had the time to really put something together for this channel the way that I want to, but I'm hoping that that's going to change in part because one of those kind of barriers that I have run into is it's like, okay, I'm running around, I'm shooting, I'm tearing down gear, I'm setting up gear. I'm constantly doing that over and over and over again every few days. And sometimes, I'll feel like, okay, I think I want to shoot a video, but then by the time I get everything set up, it's like, man, I've just sort of lost that mojo. And then the next day I have a shoot, and so I have to tear it all down again. And so I found a really, really inexpensive old Sony FS5 Mark II. And if that means absolutely nothing to you, it's basically an old kind of all-around camera. We might call that like a cine camera, but like they're primarily used, or were back in the day, back 7-8 years ago, were primarily used for shooting documentaries, for news broadcasts, for corporate work, things like that. So it's not really a cine camera. Like these are not going to have been used on, blockbuster films, but they're a really good camera for kind of the all-around videographer. And being as old as they are in the technology world, these guys used to go for like $7,500. I picked up mine for under $1,000, which is just absolutely freaking mind-blowing. So now I have a truly dedicated YouTube like setup camera that's got all of the ports that I need. It's got all of the settings, everything, where I can just literally leave it set up. It's plugged in, so I don't have to worry about batteries. It's got it's got everything. I don't have to go technical on this channel. It's got everything that I need. So it's going to be much easier. It literally now is a flip on the lights, flip on the camera. I've even got a nice little remote here that will allow me to just hit start, hit stop. And so I don't have to be getting up and getting down and all of that from the camera. So it's such an easy setup that I think as I get thoughts, as I get inspiration, I'll just be able to go out here, record, edit videos, and get things moving a little bit more. I've gone back and forth really on if I want to make this channel a little bit more formal, educational, or if I want to keep it really a little bit more relaxed, a little bit more off the cuff. Do I want to script everything out, or do I just want to talk? And I don't know what way I'm going to fully go. Right now, I'm leaning a little bit more towards the just talking, to the like truly being the thoughts of Brian and not trying to be some grand master educational life coach kind of thing, even though that's sort of a space where I'm learning a lot. And I'll probably be sharing some different stuff that I'm learning, but I'm not necessarily going to package it in this way that's meant to just be this super inspirational, crazy thing like I'm some life coach guru, because that's not who I am at all. I am not a teacher. I'm not a life coach. I'm not a guru. I'm just a dude who left Christianity, who's putting his life back together, who's unlearning a lot of habits, learning a lot of new habits. One thing that I'm doing in 2025 is I got an Audible subscription for Christmas. And so I am just reading as much as possible. The Audible subscription gives me 1 free credit a month. But they've run a couple of sales where I've been able to get 2 books for 1 credit. And so, I'm on my 4th book reading, and I'm only in January. So it's absolutely fantastic. End of January, basically. This video may even go out in February. But as of recording this is January 29th. And so, I'm moving through a lot of books. I'm learning a lot of things. I'm learning new money mindsets. I'm learning new business strategies. I'm learning new life skills, and just getting exposed to a lot of new ideas, which is really, really exciting. And so probably in future videos, I hope to share some of those things, as well as just other thoughts. And I had a lot of thoughts that I was thinking about sharing on, coping with the Donald Trump presidency, for those of us who do not like him, for those of us who think that he is destroying America. But again, I decided not to shoot that video, not to release that video, because that's not the direction I want to take this channel. It basically comes down to stop giving a fuck about him and live your life, and, kind of tune out as much of the news as possible. That's literally basically what I was going to, take 10, 15 minutes to talk about in great detail is, spend time with your friends, spend time pursuing your hobbies, turn off the news, remove, social media apps that just funnel you into that news, or, block your news feeds, and live your life, pursue your passions, because worrying about what politicians are doing isn't something that we can change unless you really want to be politically active, and then you really have to choose what lane of political activism you want to be in, and because you can't do it all or you're going to burn out and be really unhappy. And 2025, I don't want to continue to burn out and be unhappy. I want to be living my life in a meaningful, powerful way. So I'm not exactly sure, once again, where this channel's going. It's okay if you want to unsubscribe, because I'm all over the place. But if you do want to hang in there with me, I'll be done with some of these really big business projects for my business, for the short film that I've been creating, by the middle of February. And then I'll really have some time to figure out what the hell I'm doing here. So if you want to hang in there for just a little bit longer, see if I can get my act together on this channel, that's cool. And if you're like, okay, this guy is just all over the place, I'm just going to unsubscribe. Maybe I'll check back in 6 months, see what he has going on. Full respect for that as well, until I really figure out the direction that I'm going. Anyway, guys, thanks for listening to this update. If you made it this far, I'll catch you in the next one.